Hello, 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 ladies. Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. Is anyone else happy that it's a new year? Because I am. I had a lot of great things happen in 2025, but I had some very weird things happen in 2025 as well. So I love a fresh start. I love a new beginning. Let's make things happen in 2026. Like I am all about this year being a fresh start, new year. So I want you all to get with me on it. And I have a lot of energy right now because I just listened to my It's Gonna Be a Good Day playlist, which I always listen to when I just want it to be a good day. And maybe you have a favorite song that you listen to when you want it to be a good day. I would love to hear what it is, so maybe I can add it to my playlist. So if you have a song that is a must listen when you want to get all fired up, let me hear it. Um, one of mine that I love is Queen, Don't Stop Me Now. That one gets me ready to go. So I have a lot of energy today. The sun is not out, but at least it's daylight. So that's a good thing. Please say hello as you're coming on, and please, I want to hear from you. Like, I want this to be interactive. We're going to do a little self-assessment, so I really want you to get involved. I don't want to feel like I'm talking just to myself. So I would love to just have you say hi. Maybe give us your favorite uh, song that you like to listen to when you want to get all have a good day and be excited and energetic. If you don't have a playlist yet that's called Gonna Have a Good Day or something to that effect, I highly recommend you make one. All your favorite songs that are like nothing depressing, nothing sad, like all your songs that are like, oh my God, this is my favorite song. I guarantee you're going to come back and go, that was such a good idea. So I know that people are probably still trying to find us. So as people are coming on, I recommend a beverage, perhaps some water, perhaps some tea. I always have my trusty water bottle with me. We are going to do a little self-assessment. So if you want to have a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, you can feel free to grab that as people are coming on. I'm just going to check my messages because a lot of times people can't find me. A lot of times you just need to refresh your screen and there I am. So welcome, welcome everybody. I'm really, really happy to have you here. I love doing this masterclass. This is a brand new one. It's not all brand new, but I really revamped my program over the last year because have learned so much in the last couple of years. So I've been working with women in this capacity for 6 years now. And really, in the last couple of years, I have learned just an exponential amount. And so I spent 5 months this year revamping my whole program, how I work with women. I've really added so much value, so much really sort of deeper connection and deeper work, like nervous system work and energy and things like that. And I really want to put that into this class and really give you all a very, very valuable experience over the next hour. And so I'm excited. I haven't been very active in this group over the last year. Maybe some of you know we had a house fire in March, and we're still in temporary housing. This is our third house. We've moved a few times this year. So I was really out of sorts. I don't have my studio that I used to use for these classes. I'm just in our temporary bedroom right now. So sometimes, like, the husband comes in and the dogs and everything. We also went to Peru and we met my son in Italy. He was doing a 3 month backpacking trip all around Europe. So we met him. So it's been a year. Like, it's been crazy in good ways and some frustrating ways. I also had a weird health issue where I was having a really crazy reaction around my eyes, where I had this bright red, inflamed reaction to something around my eyes. And I think it was related to the fire foam that they put the fire out with and everything that it got on. So I didn't go on video while I had that whole issue going on. So it's been a year. So I'm very happy to be back doing this class. I'm very happy that you are here, and I really want to hear from you. So sometimes it doesn't show me the chat. So I'm really going to try and find the chat so you can ask questions as we go, or give me comments. Or I would love to hear when we do the self-assessment. I would love to, if you want to be brave, put your numbers in the chat. Once we get accountable for things, it really helps us to move forward in the way that we want to go. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to explain to you what the problems are, why we have gut health issues, and it's not really your fault. And I'll explain to you why. Like, there's so many other factors that go into our gut, and a lot of times we place the blame and shame on ourselves. And I just want to let you know that it's not your fault, and we're going to go over what the actual problems are, what my happy belly plan is to get rid of those problems. I'm just going to give you everything I do, and then we're going to do a self-assessment so that you know where your blind spots are. And you know now how to move forward because you know which things that need to be worked on, right? And then I will show you exactly what I do with my clients, and you can see if it's a good fit for you. And if it's not, then you can walk away with a whole bunch of really great information, right? So let's make sure that the tech is working. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Um, so let me do that, and I'm going to share with you my Happy Belly Method program. I'm giving you everything. I am giving you exactly what I do. So I'm hoping you can see this screen with my slides. Let's just make sure that you're seeing my screen. I have three things going on here. So I think that is correct. Now, I wish I could see the chat so I could have someone go, yeah, you're good. If you are here live, can you please just say, we can hear you, we can see your screen, and that way, hopefully, we just make sure we don't have tech issues because I am famous for tech issues. Okay, awesome. So let's get started. I feel like everyone is probably here by now. So this is from Bloat to Bliss, the ultimate gut health blueprint for women over 40. So it's not that if you're under 40, you can't do this program, but us women over 40 do need a little bit different attention and different, we just need a different rhythm, a different method than men for sure. Like, we're not just small men, we are completely different beings than men. And so we do need some special attention. We have different hormones, we have different brains, we have different systems, right? So then also women over 40 are now coming into that perimenopause stage, menopause stage. So we need something different, even further than just different from men. And so that's really kind of where I've ended up as my specialty is women over 40, because I think it's a really missed opportunity in our medical field and in, gut health coaching or any kind of health coaching, that our hormones and everything that makes us different is so innately tied with our gut. And so if you're 20 or 30, you can absolutely join this program. You will get massive benefit from it. But I just want women over 40 to understand that this is geared towards you in a very good way. So how do you know if you are in the right place? If you have mysterious symptoms that your doctors can't figure out, most women that come to me have been to two, three, four, five doctors, and the doctors either give you a prescription or go, you just have to live with it. It's IBS and there's no cure, right? So give me a yes in the chat, like if you have heard anything like that, or like, this is just something you have to live with, or it's just anxiety, or it's just your hormones being a woman, right? Give me a yes in the chat because I went through all of that, and I'm most of the women I went through, or most of the women I work with have gone through that same thing too. You have too many or too few bowel movements. So, too many would be like loose, runny stools, more than three a day. Too few would be any less than one a day. So, one a day is the minimum. And I know a lot of doctors will tell you that twice a week is okay. It's not. One a day is the minimum. And we want it to be formed and we want it to look like a snake and be nice and smooth and long. Okay. Yes, we talk a lot about poop here. If you are new to me, we talk a lot about poop and we're okay with it. Do you react to certain foods? Do you get heartburn? Do you get bloating? Do you sometimes break out in a rash? Do you get nauseous? Do you get diarrhea, right? If you react to certain foods, then you're in the right place for sure. Do you feel anxious or have trouble sleeping? This can all relate back to the gut. Everything is tied together, right? So anxiety isn't separate from gut issues. Sleeping isn't separate from gut issues. This is all one thing, right? And so I want to um, really point out that I think this is great news that we can address so many different symptoms just by looking at the gut, which I think is amazing. We can look at this one piece, it's obviously bigger than one piece, but we can really focus on the gut and a cascade of wonderful things happen all throughout the body. And you can get rid of symptoms you didn't even know were related to the guts. So I think that's really awesome. Do you worry about your health? It's like a vicious cycle sometimes. Like you don't feel well, and then you worry, what's wrong with me? And it gives you anxiety, which makes your gut worse, right? So tell me in the comments if that rings a bell to you, because it is a vicious cycle of worry, and then the worry makes your gut worse, right? Do you worry about your future? Like, if I feel like this right now, what am I going to feel like in 20 years? Do you have extra stubborn weight or belly fat? I mean, this is so common, right? Especially around this age. I think it's something that is very hush hush that women gain this belly fat and they gain all this weight during menopause and no one's doing anything about it. And there's definitely something that you can do about it. So I want you to feel hope about all of these things. Do you want to live an energetic life disease free? So for me, here helping you, supporting you, giving you these tools, it's not just because, oh, you're bloated after your meals. It's because I want you to live a long, healthy life. I want to extend your health span. I want you down on the ground playing with your grandkids when you're 85, or walking around Italy eating bread when you're 85. Whatever it is you want to be doing, or laying by a beach drinking a margarita, whatever your goals are, I want you to be able to do it because you feel good. So it's not just about the symptoms right now, it's about preventing worse things from happening down the road. Do you feel tired and frustrated most of the time? I know when I was going through my gut issues, I was just so frustrated, right? Like it almost brings tears to my eyes because you just feel alone. You feel like nobody really gets it because they can't really see it, right? Like nobody can understand how you feel because you look happy, you look normal, you look whatever, right? And it's very frustrating and it's very tiring to be trying all these new things that don't work, right? Do you wish you just had a plan that works? Like, yes, in the comments, if you just wish you had a plan that works. Like someone hands you a plan and goes, just do this step by step and you're going to feel better. Doesn't that just like take a load off the shoulders? I know it does for me. I wish I had a plan back when I didn't feel good. So, if you don't know me, I'm Marissa Hughes. I'm a certified transformational nutrition coach with a special certification in digestive health. And I had gut issues from birth into my 30s. I felt bloated, constipated. I always felt like I was going to throw up. People teased me, my family teased me. They feel bad about it now, but they would always be like, oh, are you going to puke? I would always say after I'd eat, I'd be like, oh, I feel like I'm going to puke. And everyone would tease me and thought I was being dramatic, but I really did. And I did. That was 30 years of that. I had really bad acne where I didn't even leave the house a lot of times, well into my adult years. I had really bad anxiety, like where you like, trying to catch your breath and you have those heart palpitations. And then my sleep was atrocious. Like, let me know if any of those things ring a bell to you. Like, are you nodding your head? Like, yep, yep, yep. I relate to all of that. So I, one doctor told me I must just be defective. And that's really, I think, what triggered and sent me down a path of like, this can't be right to feel this way and to get no help from doctors, right? So it took me down a path of learning and doing everything I possibly could to figure out my own issues. Once I started feeling amazing like I do on this side, I'm 47 now. I feel better than I ever have in my entire life. I feel energetic. I'm in a way better mood, which my husband is very grateful for because I could get pretty cranky before. My weight stays steady, except for when I go to Europe and eat all the pasta and bread they make. But for the most part, like my weight stays steady, which is, knock on wood, I'm 47. Maybe it'll start to change in my 50s with different menopausal issues. I don't know. But for now, I don't have any hormonal issues. For now, we'll see. I have mostly food freedom. Like I choose to eat the foods that my body loves. But if I want to treat myself with something my body doesn't really love that much, I'm not going to feel like I'm going to throw up. I'm not going to get bloated. I'm not going to get constipated. I'm not going to break out, right? Like I can make those decisions, which is such a good feeling. Like that freedom to choose is such a good feeling. I have regular bowel movements, which if you have ever been irregular, is just it really I I said this today to no one, just myself. A night of good sleep and a good poop in the morning is like all I need for a good day. I just feel amazing because I've been in the places where I didn't sleep and I was constipated, and constipation is just such a horrible feeling. Or the opposite, where you're running to the bathroom all the time, right? So those regular morning bowel movements, like so good. My belly is flat, which it used to be, right? Like food baby, pregnant feeling. But the most important thing is I feel hopeful. I feel hopeful that I'm going to live a nice, long, happy life. Hopefully, I get to see my great grandkids grow up because I had my son young, and hopefully, he's going to find someone that he wants to procreate with. But I want to travel. I want to do so many things. Like I love to have fun. Anyone who knows me knows I love to have fun. So being healthy does not equal not having fun. I think it gets into people's heads in that way. I have fun every day of my life, and I want to do that for another 40, 50 years. And I'm hopeful that that can happen now, which I didn't have that hope necessarily before. So let's talk about what the usual process is when people have gut issues, right? You go to the doctor, maybe they do like a blood test, maybe they just tell you to eat more fiber, drink more water, maybe they give you some um, omeprazole or Tums or Miralax. Like, let me know in the comments what how does this like relate to you? Do you hear, are these the things you hear from your doctor? The most, everything I hear from my clients, 90% of my clients are eat more fiber, drink more water, and take this pill, right? Does that sound familiar to you? The drinking more water thing is great. Like, okay, you got one thing right. Um, they don't know nutrition. Doctors were not taught nutrition, so it's not their fault that they don't know it, but they don't teach it in med school. I think I've heard from various doctors that it's about one day of nutrition training. So they don't know how to help you with your diet, right? So it's not how the system is set up. The system is set up to look at symptoms and match it with a prescription. And that is really what they're taught. And that's why a lot of doctors are moving over to functional medicine because they're tired of not really helping people. So none of these things actually do anything to heal the damage that is in our gut. So all of these things could help you feel better. They could also make you feel worse. But none of these things actually are healing the damage. So let's talk about what heals the body, because the body, I don't heal you. Food, okay, technically people say yes, food is healing, but your body heals itself, and your body has the amazing ability to heal itself. It truly does, but we need to give it the right tools, right? So we need to help it to stop fighting. And a lot of times your body is just keeping you alive. I promise your body is never against you. I've heard so many people say, oh, my body hates me. My body hates me. No, it does not. Your body absolutely loves you and is 100% of the time just trying to keep you alive. Your body's always for you, never against you. So we just need to take away what it's fighting and give it the tools to heal itself. And it can heal itself. I believe you can heal yourself from 99.9% of whatever your diagnosis is. Yes, there are a few things that are simply unhealable, but it's seriously like under 2%. So, what are the real root causes of what's going on with us? Toxins in our body. This could happen from childhood all the way to today. Toxins in our body is going to keep our body fighting, fighting, fighting. Lack of stomach acid is a big one. So when people go to their doctor for heartburn, it's usually a lack of stomach acid, not too much stomach acid. And then your doctor gives you an acid blocker, and that just makes the problem worse. And the acid blockers you're only supposed to take for 2 weeks, but sometimes it's prescribed for a lifetime, right? So the lack of stomach acid is really a big deal because if you don't have enough stomach acid, your food will just sit in your belly because nothing is there to break it down. And then we have the constipation, we have the bloating, or your body rushes a bunch of water in to try and move the food through, and then we have diarrhea, right? So your body is really trying to save you at all times. Bacterial imbalance, so too much bad bacteria, too little good bacteria. Um, our bacteria are in charge of everything. We have way more bacterial cells than we do human cells. And so this is something we need to be paying attention to as a society. Like, I believe that everybody going to a doctor should get a full gut microbiome test. We would solve so many problems. Sometimes it's a sluggish liver or gallbladder. People think of your digestion as just the digestive tract, right? Like it starts at your mouth, it goes through your esophagus, your stomach, your intestines, and out, right? But the liver and gallbladder have a lot to do with how we digest food. Nutrient deficiency, we'll go through this in the next slide, but 9 out of 10 people in America are not getting enough nutrients. I'll say that again. 9 out of 10 people in America are not getting enough nutrients from their food. 90% of people are nutrient deficient. So just at a very baseline, that is something we need to really address right away. Pancreatic insufficiency. So a lot of people forget that our pancreas is so involved. Our pancreas makes the digestive enzymes that help us break down our food. So we need to always be thinking about that too. Trauma, whether it be physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, it could be something that you don't even really realize was trauma. But if it sent your nervous system into shock, then your nervous system is always going to a little bit be on high alert for things like that. And if your nervous system is in high alert, the first thing that it does is it shuts down your digestive system because your digestive system takes up so much energy. If we're trying to deal with something that's scary and unsafe, we don't need to be digesting food at the same time, right? So your body's really intelligent. If it senses anything fearful, it shuts down your digestion. So if you have these patterns of like old trauma in your subconscious or in your nervous system, your digestion might be kind of shut down all day long. So when we can address those underlying things in your nervous system, then your digestion can start working again. Vagus nerve damage, very related to trauma. So you have the nerve that talks back and forth from your brain to your gut. It's got these like fingers. It really connects down to everything in the gut. And it talks back and forth. And we're going to talk about this too. But that vagus nerve is so vitally important for our brain health and our gut health, our emotional state, our mental state. It's the communication highway that makes everything work. And if we have some trauma or vagus nerve damage or not even damage, but dysfunction, and that pathway, that communication pathway isn't working right, then we can really have a lot of symptoms happening. And then leaky gut, I'm going to do a whole 3-day workshop on this in the spring because there's that much to talk about with leaky gut. And doctors don't recognize it, but it is in medical books as intestinal hyperpermeability, meaning your intestines should be nice and strong, but they've become weak and now they're letting particles into your bloodstream and your body can become toxic. I'm going to go way more into it in the 3-day workshop, But this is something we really, really, really work on with every single person. Almost every single one of us in America has got some form of hyperpermeability because of just all the toxins in our food, stress, things like that. So leaky gut is in a category all of its own. So I won't get too much into it, but knowing that almost everybody has it is really important. So here is what I base everything I do with my clients on, and I this is what we're going to do a self-assessment on because then you can see where you are. So always talk about building your health home. If you were going to go out and build a house, like a house to live in, would you go out and buy the throw pillows right away? Probably not. You would probably get someone to come lay the foundation, put in the wood, what is that called? The framing, put up the walls, then the roof, then you might start shopping for throw pillows, right? Well, when we're looking at our health, what the majority of people are doing is they're buying the throw pillows. They're looking at the probiotic that they see on Instagram and buying that. They're trying like some diet that they heard an influencer talking about. They're trying that. They're doing like a juice cleanse that they saw somewhere. These are all the throw pillows. And the reason why you get frustrated because these things aren't working is because you haven't built a foundation, you haven't put up your pillars yet. So your health home probably looks like this. It's dilapidated. So you don't have anywhere to even put your throw pillows yet, right? So even if one pillar is depleted, so we've got nutrition, the gut microbiome, detoxification, and the gut brain connection. Those four things, if you build all four of those things strong, you can get rid of what you have going on now and prevent other things from happening in the future. This is what I want to do with my clients, build their health home so strong that it's like pew, 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 can handle all the storms, right? Anything that comes its way, it can handle all the storms and be resilient. This is my goal. So I want you to build all four of your pillars. So we're going to go through a little self-assessment so you can see maybe where one of your pillars might be a little um, depleted. So we're going to go through what the problems are with each pillar, what my happy belly plan is. I'm just giving you guys my exact plan, what I do with my clients. And then we'll do a self-assessment so you can see maybe where you might want to try and look at improving things. Okay, so pillar number one, nutrition. The problem is, like I said, only 1 in 10 Americans gets the minimum suggested amount of vitamins. So when the FDA comes out with these like numbers and your doctor has their numbers, this is like the minimum that they want you to hit. I want you to hit the optimum because do you want the minimum amount of health or do you want the optimum amount of health? I would rather have the optimum. So only 1 out of 10 Americans even gets the minimum amount of their nutrients. This is a really scary thing, something that needs to be talked about. And this is, with children. This is the scary thing is it's with children. How do you think these children are going to feel when they grow up, right? Our soil is severely depleted. So the soil of our grandparents' day is not the soil we have today, which means the food of our grandparents' day is not the food we're eating today. I've seen multiple studies where you would have to eat, let's say, 7 apples today to get the same nutrition as our grandma had in one apple because they're not taking care of the soil. Now, any gardeners out there? Anybody a gardener? What do you do with your soil when you grow food? Do you like go scrape it off the side of the road and plant your lettuce? Or do you feed it all these good nutrients and I know people that like do all these different layers, whatever, right? Our conventional farming system is not doing that anymore. They're monocropping, which means they have the same crop all the time, which is not the right way to farm. The right way to farm is to rotate crops. Lack of ruminant animals. The animals used to fertilize the soil, and now these conventional farms don't have animals. They're using lots of chemicals, lots of pesticides, and these chemicals and pesticides are leaching the minerals out of our soil. So our food is now depleted. So I put in caps here. We are only as healthy as our soil. This is such a huge thing because, and I want everyone to just perk your ears up for a second because this is a conversation I have with every one of my clients. I eat really healthy. I eat 3 meals a day. I eat the rainbow. I eat all my fruits. I eat all my vegetables. I eat meat. I eat my nuts and seeds. I eat a really clean diet. That is fantastic. Yes, I'm so proud of you. The problem is that your food is depleted. So even if you're eating all the best food, you are simply not getting enough nutrients and it's not your fault. This is why I said at the beginning, I want you to know it's not your fault. You're not the farmer that's making this poorly grown food, right? You're doing everything you can and that you're still not feeling better because this food is very depleted. And we're eating way too many food-like substances. Like that whole middle of the grocery store is basically food-like substances. The things on the outside are real food, right? The fruits, the vegetables, the meats, right? There's a few things on the inner aisles that of course you're going to get, the olive oils and things like that. But for the most part, too many people are relying on too many packaged processed foods. Some processed foods are totally fine, but a lot of them are food like. And when you put food like substances in your body and your body doesn't recognize it, it's going to see it as a toxin and it's going to do some damage to your gut and your gut bacteria. And then on top of all that, don't worry, we're going to get to the positive part. On top of all that, if we have damage to our gut, if we have leaky gut, if we have depleted bacteria, if we don't have enough stomach acid, then we are not even absorbing the food that we are eating. So even if you think you're eating all this food and your food is a little depleted, if you were absorbing all the nutrients, you'd probably be okay. But if you're not absorbing the nutrients and they're just going through your body because of this leaky gut or the bacterial damage, whatever it is, it's a false sense of hope because you think you're eating really well, but you're not absorbing. So you've heard the term you are what you eat. You really only are what you absorb. So this is a big deal. So the Happy Belly plan. We look at your unique digestive blueprint because each one of us is so unique. I call it your digestive blueprint, but it's whatever's going on in your digestion that is as unique as your fingerprint. So we can't do a one size fits all situation. This is why I do a gut test on every client so that we know what your digestive blueprint is and we can tailor a plan just for you. We need to track your food, not all the time, but at least for a little bit. So we get a baseline. 99, actually, I can't even think of one person that's ever come to me that was eating enough. Most people are under eating because of diet culture. We've all been through diet culture where we cut calories. Remember the low fat thing from the 90s when we were all doing low fat? That was like ruined our hormones. It ruined so many things. We've always been taught to cut down on our calories, our fat, our carbs, right? So most, I would say 98% of women are under eating. And so we need to track and see. And then when we can really see it in black and white, we can go, oh my gosh, I had no idea. I've done it myself. Where I thought I was eating this great diet. And then I tracked and I was like severely under eating calories. A lot of times when we eat healthy, we're really low in calories. So we just track and see where you are. We need to give you easily absorbable foods. So if your stomach is not breaking down food, let's say you have a lack of stomach acid, and we put in foods that are hard to digest, your stomach isn't going to break it down, and we're going to keep having the same problems over and over and over again. What we need to do is give you foods that your body doesn't have to work to break down. So foods that are going to give you the optimum amount of nutrients with the lowest amount of energy output from your gut. Okay. This is a very specific process. And this is where a lot of people are missing. And they go, well, I'm eating all my healthy foods, but if your gut can't break them down, it doesn't even matter. Right. So we need to give you easily absorbable foods that flood the body with nutrients without your gut having to work overtime to break them down. And then we need to just strengthen the gut lining. We have these little villi, these little fingers in our gut. And these guys can get damaged over the years and they start to go. If we get these guys strong, this is how you absorb your nutrients because it gives you all this extra space, all this extra, square footage for the nutrients to get in. So we need to strengthen all of that back up. Then you absorb your nutrients. You will feel just a world of difference. So here's the self-assessment. So you can put from 1 to 4 in the chat or on your piece of paper, but I really would like you to just kind of see where you're at. Do I know what my unique digestive blueprint is? Do I know if I have low stomach acid, if I'm missing certain bacteria, if I have a bacterial infection, if I don't digest certain foods well. And I know that because I can see it, right? This is the starting point of everything. If you don't know, how do you know how to fix it, right? Have I tracked my intake and I know for sure I'm getting the optimum amounts of what I really need? So the only way to know for sure is to track what you eat and then make sure it's optimum because remember the food is a little bit depleted. So we need to make sure it's the high side of the nutrients we need because we're really kind of down here. Am I eating the easiest food to absorb so that my digestion doesn't have to work so hard? You don't have to do this forever. But while we're trying to fix whatever's going on in the gut, it's like if you had a broken leg and you try and go for a run every day. It's not going to work. It's not going to heal. We need to rest the leg, we need to rest the gut, but you still need to get your nutrients, right? So we need to get easy to digest food in the gut. Give it a little break, but make sure it gets all its nutrients at the same time. Is my gut lining strong and able to absorb the nutrients I'm eating? Like, how do you know this, right? We need to test. So that's your self assessment. You can just see what, if this pillar is something you need to work on. Okay, next pillar, gut microbiome. The problem is our gut microbiome should be about 100 trillion bacteria. It's essential for, I can't think of anything in the body that doesn't use bacteria to do its processes. So we need this bacteria for everything in our body. We have more bacterial cells than human cells. This bacteria communicates with each other. It digests our food. It's responsible for hormones. It's responsible for making sure our brain is calm. It's responsible for dealing with stress. Like it's in charge of everything. So when it gets depleted, a whole cascade of negative issues arise. Now, what causes the gut bacteria to get depleted? And when it gets depleted, that's when the pathogenic or bad bacteria can come in and take over. They're very opportunistic. They'll come in and take over. So what causes this imbalance? Being born C-section or not being breastfed or both. Typically, when I see clients, they have one or the other or both of these things. Antibiotics, even as a child, because some people say, oh, I haven't had an antibiotic in like 2 years. Well, even as a child, the antibiotics will deplete your gut bacteria. If you don't try and bring it back up, then you're always going to be depleted. Chemicals in our water and food, again, right? Not our fault, but we do need to be aware of it because it does kill our good bacteria. Glyphosate, the main ingredient in Roundup, is sprayed on all of our food. You have to find specific farms that don't use it, and they are away from other farms that do use it, or else we're getting on all of our food. It acts as an antibiotic in our body, so it bombs our good gut bacteria. Too much sugar, right? I think we all know that sugar isn't good for us, but the bad bacteria feeds on sugar. So we want to be careful with that. Stress, and stress is something, we can't really avoid. We can't like not pay bills or go to work or worry about our kids. And so we need to be able to manage the stress so it doesn't have this effect on our gut. Lack of sleep is a huge one. It's very rare to meet someone who sleeps through the night, right? Like it's lack of sleep is a huge problem these days. Our gut bacteria lives on the same circadian rhythm that we do. Like they rely on us to be up with the sun and down with the sun and sleep through the night. They rely on all of that just like we do. And then just simply the lack of fresh foods, the lack of fruits and vegetables and things like that in the diet. The standard American diet is a huge problem for our gut microbiome. So the Happy Belly plan is, of course, we use the BiomeFX gut microbiome testing. This is not the same test that your doctors use. Your doctors use a very, very it's not very comprehensive. It's looking for one or two things, and then they send you out the door if they don't find those one or two things. This is a very comprehensive snapshot of what is going on in your entire digestive system. We see what's going on in your gut. I work with the lab to create a personalized protocol just for you based on your results. Then we implement a plan, and we have to do this in the right order. We have to weed your garden before we start seeding and feeding your garden. So if you had a big garden and it was full of weeds, would you go out and just start planting a bunch of vegetables and flowers over the weeds? Probably not. You want to weed the garden first. So that is always the first step that we need to do. So that's why when you're just taking probiotics randomly, even if it's a really good probiotic, it might not be working because your gut is full of weeds. We got to weed it first, Then we implement targeted supplements, probiotics, and food aimed to bring back the bacteria that you're missing. And we can see what you're missing so that we can use targeted probiotics and targeted foods to feed those particular bacteria that you are missing. So that we're not just feeding it a bunch of bacteria that you already have, right? So that is how we handle balancing the gut microbiome. So let's do a little self-assessment. I have tested my gut, so I know exactly what my gut needs. I have a personalized plan just for me that's not for the masses because everyone's gut, right, is as unique as your fingerprint. So 1 to 4, 1 being like, nope, 4 being like, yep. Do I know if I have pathogens? And do I know how to get rid of them? Do I know exactly what bacteria I need to feed to balance my gut and what to feed them? So, our bacteria, the ones that we feed, are the ones that live. The ones that we don't feed will die off. So, we need to know what ones to feed to help them thrive. So, pillar number 3 is detoxification. And a lot of people think of detox as like doing a 3-day juice cleanse or a water fast or whatever. What I'm talking about is making sure your body, your detox process in your body, because it is so intelligent, making sure it works properly. Sometimes it's just sluggish because it's overloaded with toxins. I like to look at it as a toxin load bucket. We can have toxins come in. You might fill up your bucket halfway, and then in the night when you go to sleep, your body dumps the bucket out and you poop it out in the morning. But if our toxic load bucket starts to overflow and we have too many toxins in there and your body doesn't have anywhere to put it, we can't get rid of it, it'll start to store it, particularly in our fat cells, particularly in belly fat, because it's trying to protect your organs from the toxins. So that belly fat is like a protective mechanism that your body is doing. So again, your body's smart, it's never against you. And so we need to safely get rid of some toxins, support your body in being able to get rid of them on its own. So we're surrounded by toxins, but how your body handles them is the point. So we need to support the detox organs, your liver, your kidneys, your skin, your lungs. This is how we detox. We must detox what we eat, breathe, put on our skin, the meds we take, the products we clean with, right? Our beauty products. All we think it's just like alcohol or like sugar. Every single thing we put on our skin, that we breathe, that we eat, everything has to be cleansed by the liver. Your liver cleanses your blood and sends it right up to your heart. So we really need to be mindful of not only our foods, but also the products, the household products we use and the medications we take, right? The water we drink. So there's also pathogenic bacteria, parasites, viruses that can come into our body all the time, every day. But as long as we have the good guys to fight them off, they'll just be removed. But if we don't have enough good guys, then those pathogens can start living inside of us and we're going to need to detox them. We also need to detox physical, mental, and emotional toxicity. So, a lot of these patterns that we replay in our heads, or these old emotions, or these old guilt trips that we give ourselves, or something our parents said to us when we were kids, or an old boyfriend said to us, like we have that's toxic in your body, right? So, we need to also address those kinds of things too. Glyphosate, as I was saying, the main ingredient in Roundup, it goes into your gut. It stays in your gut unless you detox it. We need to specifically detox this glyphosate. It is now in umbilical cords of babies. It's in almost every single human tested, their urine. There's glyphosate in the urine. This is a big, big deal. It's directly related to cancer, can cause leaky gut. It can definitely kill our gut bacteria. So I do a specific glyphosate cleanse with every client. And then leaky gut allows the toxins to now circulate through the body because they've leaked through our gut lining and they can lodge in your thyroid, cause thyroid issues. They can get into your joints and cause rheumatoid arthritis. They can cause acne, rashes, right? So these toxins start circulating through your body and they're trying to get out somehow. This is not the only cause of these issues, but it is definitely a factor. So the Happy Belly plan is to really look at what you're eating and what's in your environment and try and remove as many toxins as you can. You can't control what goes on outside of your environment. You can't control, you know, the scents and everything outside your house, but inside your house, trying to get rid of all those fragranced plugins candles, beauty products, everything that has the word fragrance on it is toxic. So really trying to control your own environment so that you don't have to worry so much when you go out of the house. But beauty products, cleaning products, the food in your house, you can make it the cleanest food you can. Even if it's packaged, processed food, you can still make it a clean item that doesn't have a bunch of chemicals in it, right? Because if you think about if you just had one chemical in your world, it wouldn't matter. It would fill up your little bucket this much and you dump it out. But if you look at all your products and think, oh my gosh, how many chemicals are in all these products that I'm using every day, right? That's when your body can get overloaded and you get all this inflammation from your body trying to fight it off. So we need to support and open your drainage pathways. So we need the toxins to have somewhere to go. We need to be breathing deeply. Our society breathes so shallow, right up here. This is why I teach my clients to breathe deeply. We exhale out a lot of toxins. We actually exhale out fat. Like most people think, maybe people don't even think, how do I get rid of fat? But I think most people think you poop it out, which is true, but you are actually breathing out a lot of fat. So we need to open your breathing pathways, make sure you're breathing deeply. We need to make sure you're drinking enough water, peeing properly, supporting your kidneys that are part of your filtration system, and that you're pooping regularly formed. Number 4, snake-like bowel movements to prevent recirculation of toxins. And then based on your gut test results, we use a targeted supplement plan to support your detox process. So whatever you are trying to detox is going to be a different supplement protocol than your neighbor who's detoxing something different, right? So we need it to be a targeted plan. Oh, I got 3 P's in supplement. Whoops a daisy. Uh, we need to make sure you get the best, deepest sleep possible because that is when your body does all of its wonderful detox. Like I'm talking deep sleep, like 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Women need more sleep than men. Like we're more like 8.5 to 9 hours plus, where men can be like 7 or 8. But that sort of 10 to 6, 11 to 7 type uh, time is when your organs all get to work and they all start to detox. And then you get up in the morning, you pee and poop everything out. But if you aren't asleep or if you're not in deep sleep, that process just doesn't happen. So self-assessment, detoxification, I'm aware what toxins are in my food and environment, and I have removed them or I have a plan to remove them. It doesn't have to be all at once. It can be slowly over time. I've made sure my drainage pathways are open for proper and safe detox. I'm aware of the pathogens that may be living in my body in order to know how to target them. And I get enough deep restorative sleep to make sure my body can do all of its processes. So 1 to 4. 1 is like, no, not at all. 4 is like, yep, I'm on top of it. Okay, last pillar, the gut brain connection. And this is what is most overlooked in our conventional medical system, in many, many diets and other coaching programs. This is the overlooked piece. And this is the piece that I've really come to understand is probably the most important, which is why I took 5 months to completely rewrite my whole program so that I include this gut brain connection, this nervous system piece into every part of my program because it's that important. So we talked about the vagus nerve that connects the gut and the brain, and our gut bacteria are what create the neurotransmitters. The messengers that talk back and forth are created by our gut bacteria. So if we don't have certain gut bacteria, our gut and our brain can't talk back and forth. So dysfunction can happen from trauma, right? We talked about it, emotional, mental, spiritual, whatever it might be. Constant fight or flight. If you're one of these people that's like, always stressed, always worried, always in a hurry, right? You're kind of just living up here. Your gut is like, it's taking a nap all day long. It can't work. So that constant fight or flight, we need to teach the nervous system to be able to do this fight or flight, rest and digest. Fight or flight, rest and digest. The rest and digest part is where your body heals. Can't heal up here. Dysbiosis of the gut. Again, not having the right bacteria and not making the neurotransmitters will cause your nervous system to be awry. I've said a lot of words, so my throat's getting scratchy. Excuse me. Okay, too many processed foods, not enough real food. The real food is what feeds that process. All those little micronutrients, like Mother Nature makes our food and packages it up so perfectly with these wonderful like phytochemicals and fiber and all these beautiful colors. And if we're missing that, the gut is going to be starving. So real food is important. And then we need intentional practices to regulate this communication. Now, the problem is if these practices have been labeled as woo-woo, like meditation, breath work, being in nature, hugging a tree. Yeah, it might seem woo-woo, but scientifically, if you hug a tree and you get the frequency of the earth into your body, it reduces inflammation, right? So everything labeled woo-woo probably was labeled that way by our medical system because the more woo-woo stuff you do, the less you're buying into big pharma, right? So absolutely everyone should have some sort of practice. I do breath work every single day of my life. I can't believe how much better I feel. Like there's no reason why I wouldn't do it every day because I feel 50% better from whatever I'm feeling. If I'm tired or whatever, it doesn't matter. I feel amazing every day. Why wouldn't I do it? It's free, right? It's crazy to me that there's all this free stuff out there that people are told not to do, or people will always say, I don't have time to meditate. If you don't have time to meditate, then you need to meditate for you specifically need to meditate. Anyone who says I don't have time for something, well, then there's the problem. If you don't have time to do something for yourself, then how is your gut going to work right? Right. So this is a really big piece of the gut health journey that is really, really overlooked. So what is a happy belly plan? Based on your gut test results, we can see, for instance, like if your gut isn't making any GABA, you might have heard of GABA, GABA. The word is very long. I don't really know how to pronounce it. That is a neurotransmitter that talks back and forth to your gut. It's huge. It's a brain calming neurotransmitter. A lot of people I see make zero GABA in their gut. So that is a huge piece of the puzzle of why their brain can't be calm, why they have anxiety or even things like OCD or ADD. Like a lot of these things are related to the gut brain connection. So we need to create a routine and a rhythm that your nervous system thrives on. Especially women, we thrive on rhythm. We thrive. Now, I'm not saying every day has to be rigid and you have to do the same things every day, but at least give your body 80% of the time a good morning routine, a good night routine, seeing the sun when you wake up, turning the lights down when the sun goes down, trying to eat during waking hours. Like our bodies thrive on this way more than men. Men can they can fast for 97 hours and nobody cares. Our bodies are way more complicated than that. I like to say complicated rather than sensitive because we are built for birthing a human. Like, of course, our bodies are going to need more specific attention, right? Like, we grow humans in our body. So, our female body just creates it. We need to create routine, rhythm. We need to feed it and nourish it and take care of it, right? Like we need to, the way we mother other people, we need to mother ourselves. I call it self-parenting. Like if your kid was having all these gut issues, what would you do for your child? What would you tell your child to do? Do that for yourself. Tell yourself to do it, right? Self-parenting. We need to utilize breathing practices. So many people are not breathing. We're not, there's many things that happen when we're not breathing. So you can just do a little test right now. Put one hand on your chest by your collarbone, one hand on your belly. Take a big breath in. Which hand lifts up when you breathe in? Is it your top hand or your bottom hand? Now, on your next breath, breathe in through your nose. Try and only breathe into your bottom hand, not your top hand. One more big breath into your bottom hand. Is it really challenging? I bet it is because we breathe up here. This is absolutely horrible for the human body. Not only are we not getting enough oxygen into the body, we're creating a fight or flight. Like breathing shallow creates fight or flight. If you're running from a tiger, you're certainly not going to be like, right? You're going to be. So by us breathing like that all day long, we're creating fight or flight in our body and our digestion shuts down. So we need to utilize breathing practices so that we can calm the gut, calm the brain, and get that nervous system nice and balanced. We need to move the body. People are not moving their body enough, and walking doesn't count. Yes, everybody should be walking every day, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about using your muscles, twisting your spine. Like our spine gets so rigid because we don't even twist anymore. The last thing we used to do was put our hand on the passenger seat and turn around to reverse the car. We don't even have to do that anymore because we have backup cameras. Our spine, it needs to go side bend. It needs to go like this because we're always looking down. Our core needs to move so that our organs move. A stagnant body creates a stagnant digestive system. We need to use our big muscles. They uptake our blood sugar, like the sugar from our blood. Like we need our muscles. So women are really losing a lot of muscle. There's a lot of muscle loss, sarcopenia going on in women over 40. So we need a really good, safe way, non-stressful way to move the body, which is why I teach Pilates. Pilates is a wonderful exercise routine for women over 40 because we need to be putting on muscle, which it does, but we also don't need to be stressing out our system. If you go do a HIIT class or what's the one where they flip all the tires or whatever, that is stressing your system that's probably already stressed out already. And now you're just stressing it out even more. So Pilates is very relaxing. It's breath work mixed with Pilates. So you're killing two birds with one stone. I really don't like that term, but that's what it is. You're getting breath work, you're working your muscles, and you're getting mobility and flexibility through your body, and it's gentle on your joints. So, highly, highly recommend. We need to ensure deep sleep. We can't have a healthy gut brain if we don't sleep. We just have to sleep. And I'm talking good, deep sleep, 8+ hours. And then we've got to address those old emotions, old traumas, right? Get those things moving through your body because when we have a trauma when we're young, and we don't know how to deal with it right away, your body will go, zoop, I'm going to store it in here, physically store it, and go, we'll deal with that when we're older and we can deal with it later, right? So now, how many things have you collected in your body that are stored for later? So we can address those old emotions and old traumas, work them out of your body so that your nervous system isn't constantly knowing that it's there, going, when do we need to deal with this? I got to keep you safe because we got to deal with this, right? So the gut-brain connection self-assessment is I know the bacteria in my gut are making the neurotransmitters I need to calm my brain. I think when I did my very first gut test, I wasn't making GABA, and I am now. So that's a very important thing to me. That's why I don't have so much anxiety anymore. I have a consistent daily self-care practice that supports my nervous system. You don't have to do breath work every day like I do, although I highly recommend it. But it could be walking in nature. It could be meditation. It could be journal entries. It could be reading, right? Anything that's not doing, like sitting and scrolling your phone, is way too much input for your head. That is not relaxing. No, 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 no. Watching TV, it's too much going on. It needs to be something that calms the system, right? I get the appropriate amount of deep sleep to support my system, 1 to 4. Eh. And I've addressed old emotions or old trauma that I may be holding on to in my body, 1 to 4. So we've gone through the pillars. We know the problem. We know the happy belly plan. We've done our self-assessment. So what is the solution? And this is 6 years of work uh, stemming from me working on myself, going to school, getting many certifications, working with hundreds of women, getting another recent certification this last year, even though it took me 14 months and it's only a 6-month certification because we moved 3 times, but I did it. Um, I've put it all together, wrapped it in a little bow, and made this beautiful program because my goal, like I said in the beginning, is for you to take back the power over your own health. We're too much giving it away to our doctors or what our husbands say we can or can't spend money on, or I'm too busy with my kids, or I have to take care of my mom. No, you take back the power of your own health, and this is the program that is going to do it. It's going to teach you how to take care of yourself the rest of your life. So you don't have to rely on all your doctors anymore, right? You can go for things that you need to go for, but you don't need to be frustratingly going to all these appointments because you know how to take care of yourself. So it's called the Happy Belly Method. I've revamped it. I've spent this year revamping it. It's a labor of love, but it is complete support for your nourishment, your gut microbiome, your detoxification, and your nervous system. Most programs only really hit one, maybe one and a half things. This is a very complete system. You aren't going to find another program out there like this. I can promise you because I've looked at them all. This is for lifelong freedom from gut and other health issues. This is not a quick fix. This is not a band-aid. This is not just like get rid of this stuff right now and then feel bad later. Lifelong freedom from health issues is the goal. So it's a 16-week program. What you get over the next 16 weeks is a simple step-by-step plan. You go through your little checklist. You know exactly what to be doing at all times because a lot of people get overwhelmed when they simply just don't know what to do. It's like, I know what I kind of should be doing, but I don't really know what to do. I laid it all out for you. You also get one-on-one support from me. A lot of times, I've joined many programs that are group programs and you don't get one-on-one support, and I end up quitting. I need the one-on-one support when I join a program. So I want to make sure I give it to you. You get me for 16 weeks plus. A lot of my clients know. I have a lot of clients that still message me 3 years later about certain things. I'm always there to support you. But we do Zoom calls one on one. You have access to me so you can message me. I've had people message me from a restaurant, take a picture of a menu and go, what should I order? Right? I'm here for you. You have me in your back pocket. You're not doing this alone. I use BiomeFX gut testing because I truly believe this is the best gut testing company out there. Most companies, because I've done a lot of these tests, most companies will send you an AI report. There's no support, there's no call with them, nothing individual. It's an AI report. This company, I meet with the lab. Her and I go through your health history, everything I know about you, everything we see on your report, and we take the puzzle pieces and we put them together and we create a personalized protocol for you. I don't know any other company that does this. I start you with a 30-day nutritional gut cleanse with mineral rich, easily digestible foods that are going to give you all of your nutrients without depleting your gut energy. This is food grown without glyphosate. It's tested to make sure it has no glyphosate. And we are also at the same time cleansing glyphosate out of the body, which, if you know anything about me, I'm very passionate about glyphosate. I wrote an article about it for a magazine. If you want to read it, just put glyphosate in the chat and I'll send you my article. I'm very passionate about making sure that we're all detoxing glyphosate every day. It's not a big deal. Everybody can do it. So we need to get this 30-day nutritional gut cleanse into your body to give you all of your nutrients, give your gut a break, and detox toxins out of your body. Then you also get a personalized food plan and recipes. You get a targeted supplement strategy. So we're not just, it's not like everyone that signs up goes, here's your supplements. No, the supplements are specifically for you and what is going on in your gut. I also teach Pilates online. You can come to my class live or you can watch the recordings. It's a great way to work out from the comfort of your own home. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to sign up for a big class, right? You can just do it in your living room and it's for everybody, right? My 70, how old are you, Mom? I think she's here. 74, 74-year-old mom does my class. And you can you can have injuries. You can never have done it before. I promise. I'm very gentle and I really talk you through it. It's just I can't encourage you enough to use this movement. It's just so beneficial for the body. And then we're also going to do breath work. So you're going to have breath work recordings that you can do on your own. And then we're also going to meet one-on-one so that we can work through your specific issues with your nervous system. And I'm going to guide you through this really gentle, beautiful breathwork process that is going to help your nervous system to be flexible and balanced and not up here all the time. And we can move those old things through your body. It's such a beautiful way to get your body just feeling the best it's ever felt. So this is a comprehensive program. I guarantee you there's no other program out there like this because I know that every single one of these things is necessary for you to feel your absolute best for the rest of your life. So, a couple of client testimonials. This client, Jessica, she had been in and out of the emergency room for 3 weeks, and they obviously were not helping her. She would end up back in the emergency room in the fetal position crying. And her husband saw me online and was like, "Can you please help my wife?" And I got her started. And this is what she texted me. It's amazing that I'm already seeing improvement. After 2.5 years, I almost gave up. So, this program really means a lot to me. We just helped, gave her body the tools for it to heal itself, right? That's what it's all about. She just didn't have the tools. It wasn't like she was doing anything crazy and eating terrible or doing whatever. She just wasn't giving her body the proper tools. That's all it takes. And then my wonderful client, Karen, I just posted an interview I did with her. I posted it in the group if you want to see her full interview. She's just full of light. She's amazing. But she lost 30 pounds. She has rheumatoid arthritis. So we got her CRP down to 0.07, which was incredible because if you have any sort of autoimmune, your COP is an inflammatory marker. You really want to get your CRP down. Her cholesterol went from 198 to 135. Now, I don't like cholesterol to go too low as a caveat. Cholesterol is actually good for you, but her doctor was worried about it, so she's happy about that number. She got off of antacids that she had been on for decades. Decades. She was able to go back and start swimming again. She started doing water aerobics. She did not have the energy for. And one thing that she texted me about that she was shocked about, she'd had eczema since she was a little kid, and her eczema was gone. She didn't even realize that that was attached to her gut, right? So amazing, amazing. You can see that interview in the group from Karen. And then here's I save all my texts from my clients with their amazing wins. So waking up without a headache, can't get over how good I feel, CRP levels down, being regular for the first time in my life, having a bowel movement without sanity, no belly pain. I mean, I have hundreds of these texts from clients because this is the proof. I can tell you all day long I have the best program in the world, but this is the proof, right? So if you want to talk about if this program is right for you, we need to make sure it's a good fit, that it's a good fit for me, it's a good fit for you. You can book a call with me, and the link should be under this video right now. If you don't see the link, just comment call, and I will send you the link. I cannot see the chat. I don't know why. Um, so anything that you comment, I will go back through and give you. But we can talk about what your health goals are, what you've tried in the past, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and what your next best steps are. So even if we don't end up working together, I can still help give you your next best steps on what to do. And then if it is a good fit, I can get you started right away and we can get you feeling better by the spring. Wouldn't that be lovely to just feel good for spring and summer this year and forever? So I do have a free gift. I promised everyone that was showing up live my free gift. This is something I'm very, very passionate about for all my clients is bone broth. And you can buy it, but making it is so much more impactful and beneficial. And it really only takes 5 minutes. You guys, I know everyone says I don't have time to make bone broth, but it's just such a wonderful gut healing tool. So you have my bone broth recipe plus what is that? Like 14 other of my favorite soup recipes. Um, these are my staples. Like I make soup all the time. It's so good for your gut. Your gut will just be so happy. So this is your free gift. So that I know that you showed up today, just put gift in the chat and either myself or my assistant Nicole will send that gift over to you. Do you have any questions? Let's see if I can find the chat. Here's to a happy, healthy 2026. Oh, I said here, comment soup to get my free recipe booklet. In comment soup or gift, whatever you like. Okay, let me see if I can find the chat. And if you have any questions, put them in there. And if I can't find it now, I will go back and answer your questions. But for some reason, I'm looking right on my, oh, you can see all of this. Let's go back here. You don't need to see everything going on in my life. So I don't know. It's not even showing me that my video exists in the Facebook group. So if you have questions, put them in the chat. Please reach out to me if you need anything. You can always contact me on Facebook Messenger. or Nicole, if for some reason you can't get a hold of me, Nicole is my assistant. Please reach out. Like, I don't want you guys to just suffer. I'm here for you. I'm here to answer questions. I'm here to support. I'm here to help. And I'm going to be starting my weekly trainings again. So I used to do a training every week until this year when we had our house fire and we've been moving and blah, blah, blah. I'm really excited to start them back up again. You can tell I like talking about gut health, right? So every week we're going to have a different topic. It's going to be at this same time every week in the group. I will post about it. And if you want a reminder, you can just comment on the post and Nicole will send you reminders so that you always make it. There's always a replay. So if you can't make it live and you need the replay on my post, just comment replay and Nicole will make sure you get that replay. So we really want to make sure that you're very supported, very like, I don't want you to ever feel like your questions aren't answered or if you're wondering anything and we're not solving it. Like, we are here to support you. Nicole and I have both gone through our health issues of our own, and we totally understand what you're going through and just want to make sure that you feel good. So we're going to be doing a weekly training every week. I can't remember what the first one is next week. Oh, anyway. Um, but I'll post about it each week, what the topic is. And if you have any suggestions of topics that you're wondering about, you can just message me or post in the group. You can post questions too in the group. We're here for you. So I hope that was really helpful for you all. I hope you got a little bit of clarity on maybe what is going on with your gut and how I can absolutely help you. If you need anything, I'm here for you. I love you all. Happy New Year. Make this be the healthiest year of your life, and we can do it together. I will talk to you soon.